Hello everyone, welcome back to Legacy Larder. I'm Andy, and today we're going to make a frosting for cake. So this will be a chocolate frosting. It's from a long time ago, and it involves an ingredient that isn't made anymore, called Pream. Pream was one of the first creamers for tea and coffee. I'm not going to say it was a non-dairy creamer because it was a dairy creamer. It was dried cream and sugar, and it was invented in around 1952 is when it came out. There's some videos of old commercials on the internet and on YouTube if you're interested in tracking those down. But it was a shelf-stable creamer that you could put into your coffee and tea and hot drinks. The trouble with it was that it had the milk protein didn't dissolve really well unless the liquid you were putting it in was really hot. So it didn't last forever. It's out of business now and you can't buy it anymore. So in place of that, we're just going to use regular cream. So let's get into it. This is I think this is going to be delicious. We are starting off with 3 tablespoons of butter, and we'll be creaming this together with 3 cups of sifted powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar. So I've got my handy sifter here and got some sugar. So I'm going to do 3 cups. About 1 cup here. We'll dump that in. So the sifters are kind of nice to have around for things like powdered sugar that if you don't use them for a while, they can get lumps. Okay, there's 1 cup. And 2. I gotta get the last one in here too. And 3. So let me run this down quick and then we'll get on to the next ingredients. There we go. Now the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of Pream, which doesn't exist anymore, and 3 tablespoons of hot water. And what I saw online was that Pream was about equivalent, a container of Pream was about equivalent to 2 quarts of cream. So I'm taking that to be pretty close to just using 4 tablespoons of cream. It asks for hot water, so I heated up the cream, and we'll add that in to our mixture here and cream all this, get all this together. Put that in. Okay. And now plug your ears, and I'm gonna mix this all up. Alright, what we have so far is just your basic buttercream frosting. But now we're going to spruce it up a bit with some chocolate. So what we want to do now is, the recipe calls for 1½ squares, which if they're measured about the same way, that should be about 3/4 of an ounce of unsweetened chocolate, the little squares. So I've cut that up, shredded it a bit, and we need to melt it. So I'm going to do that with a double boiler, and then we'll add this to our buttercream frosting, a bit of vanilla, and then we should be ready to go. That should be it. We'll give it a try. Set up a little hot plate here, and we're going to use a double boiler to melt the unsweetened chocolate. Unsweetened chocolate can be a little finicky. It burns kind of easy. So if you're going to melt it, you can either do it in the microwave, I've seen, where you put it in for about 30 seconds at a time, but keep an eye on it because microwave power varies. And the other way I've seen is with a double boiler. And this is what I feel more comfortable with because it's a little bit slower, you have a little bit more control, your chocolate isn't being, they're just being electrocuted. You can kind of see what's going on and make adjustments as necessary. So we're going to do this. When the water is hot, I will add the chocolate and we'll get this melted up. Okay, we've got our water up to a simmer, and in this double boiler I have about an inch of water. The pan on top is not touching the surface of the water. We just want the heat of the steam to warm the top pan to make sure there's no chance of scorching our chocolate. So I'm going to dump in our unsweetened chocolate now and get this on the melt. You can see already it is melting up nicely just from the steam of that lower pan kissing the bottom of the top pan. We'll still want to keep it moving around a bit just to make absolutely certain that nothing is going to burn on us here. Keep your water at a simmer. Make adjustments along the way if you need to. Yeah, this is nice. Melting up really nice. You're going to want it to be nice and smooth, no lumps. I'm not a chocolatier, but I'm no stranger to a chocolate bar either, so. Alright, this looks fantastic. Nice and smooth, everything's melted. Now we are going to add this to our buttercream frosting and mix it in. Okay, we're back with our buttercream and we've got our melted chocolate all nice and smooth and creamy. So let's add this to our frosting, mix it all together and see what we've got. Make sure I don't leave any of this behind because it looks absolutely delicious. It smells amazing. Love the smell of chocolate. Yeah, the Pream company, they had problems with the milk proteins causing clumping when they used their powdered creaming product. And it took about 6 years for the Carnation company in 1958. They figured out that if they replaced the milk fat with vegetable fat, vegetable oil, then they could make a creamer that had less milk protein, and then it wouldn't clump. It would dissolve nice and smooth in your coffee or tea. And that is how Coffee Mate was born. That is that's the first. That was the brand that Carnation released their version under, was Coffee Mate, and it's still around today. All right, we've got our chocolate added. Now I'm going to mix this in, and we'll add vanilla last. Woo! And then we'll have ourselves some icing. Chocolate incorporated. Half a teaspoon of vanilla, and this will finish it out. I'm going to take it down from the sides a little bit, just so we make sure we're not leaving any clumps of powdered sugar behind or bits of chocolate that's not mixed in quite as well as everything else. Just to be sure we've got a fully represented, homogenized mixture here. we've got chocolate frosting. So let's give this a try. It looks, it's very light in color. I don't know, I guess I was expecting a little bit darker from the unsweetened chocolate, but this doesn't look bad. It looks nice. Oh, that's mighty fine. It's not that chocolatey. The chocolate is very mild. It's mostly buttercream. But that is a tasty frosting. And it was super quick, super easy. We didn't even have to use Pream, which isn't made anymore. It's extremely sweet because that confectioner sugar is really, really sweet stuff. And it's good. So I'm going to close out this video right where we are, and I think I'll make a different one for the cake. I just need to decide what we're going to do. So thank you for joining me. I'm Andy. This is Legacy Larder. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. And I hope to see you again soon.